Boom shakalaka, something huge is brewing for Bitcoin. You'll definitely want to stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including something huge brewing for Bitcoin and what it could potentially mean, plus a little bit about the giant move today and what that means. Before we get into it, guys, like the video. It helps out so much. Come and join us on Twitter at @CryptoLove, where we retweet all of the charts from today's video. And today's video is sponsored by Drift Studios, so stay tuned to find out a little bit more about the project. Now, fear and greed today at 66, up from yesterday's 62, last week's 63. You can see greed is increasing. Now, this is happening as the overall market is up almost 4% today. Bitcoin at 44,494, Ethereum at 24.27, BNB 314, Solana 101, XRP 51 cents, Cardano 51 cents, Avalanche $35, and Dogecoin 8 cents. And did we know this was going to happen? No, but when most of the market last week thought the market was going down, you can bet the market likes to disappoint the most people possible. How does it know? I know, right? How does it know? Well, this is actually a huge move, potentially huge move, if we can stay outside of this trend. For the past 9 weeks, Bitcoin has been going sideways in between these two trend lines right here. We mentioned in the video yesterday, there's another trend line coming up that should push us out of here by the end of February. But we may actually be breaking out before the end of February. And as you can see right here, also above this very long-term trend line right here, this could be very, very big for Bitcoin if we can sustain these levels. Now, Bitcoin has gone through multiple higher lows and is now breaking out of resistance, making this a very noteworthy breakout. You can see these higher lows right here. You can see the resistance right there, breaking out above them. Should we stay above there? Could be very significant. And you want to note right here that Bitcoin whales have been accumulating super heavily. You want to talk parabolic? I mean, this is more than parabolic. This is pretty much just a straight line up. 73 new whales hold 1,000 Bitcoin or more, marking a 3.66% increase in 2 weeks. And you have to remember, supply and demand was something of a fixed supply. Well, price could go out of control very soon. 2024 likely going to be epic. If we take a look, each year after a bear market, which is marked in red, the second year following it has always closed higher than the previous one. This one by 1,400%, this one by 100%, this one by 260%. Well, at least a doubling of price based on history would put Bitcoin roughly at $80,000 by the end of this year. So you would imagine price would go up from here. With Bitcoin, there's a distinct pattern that repeats throughout all Bitcoin cycles. Mid-cycle, usually around the halving, which is usually right now, Bitcoin ramps up to a pre-halving rally, sending the monthly RSI greater than 60. This usually marks, followed by a short consolidation period, the beginning of the actual bull run. So where we are right now would be the beginning of the actual bull run, coinciding with the halving. And based on the Bitcoin primary count right now, generally Bitcoin tags a 20-week EMA, which we're doing right now. Before, look what comes out there. Parabolic bull run to roughly 100,000 or more. And that's the low end. That's the 0.618 fib right there. Not even the top of this trend channel. The top of that trend channel is madness bonkers should the price go that high. We were talking about this a few days ago, maybe even last week. But right now we're seeing Bitcoin closing above 70, or excuse me, right now above 70 on the 1 week RSI. Should a weekly close happen above this, then on average, we would see 107% gains, putting Bitcoin at that $80,000 mark again. So right now we're seeing Bitcoin above 70. Should it close above that, it would be pretty evident 100% gains. And based on this active address sentiment indicator, this actually might be a bottom. Surprising enough, $40-some thousand a bottom. But this active address sentiment indicator has successfully caught each major low so far this cycle. You can see each one marked right here based on this active address sentiment indicator. It has just signaled another low. Why? Because active address growth has caught up with Bitcoin price growth. So if you're looking for a time to buy, might actually be now. And on to the sponsored review from Drift Studios. There's a new GameFi studio in Web3. They're called Drift Studios. This is an exciting project, and there are a few things unique about them to really like. One, the team is fully doxed. Go to their website and their core team's names and profiles are all there. Combined, they've had a lot of experience in Web3, including crypto, GameFi, NFTs, and DeFi. Second, there are no team tokens. If you look through their token allocation and use of funds, you'll notice the team has not set aside any tokens for themselves. In fact, they've had to buy in just like everyone else. Third, the Drift token is a studio token, not an in-game token. That means that while the token benefits from the game and the game from the token, there is none of the constant sell pressure normally associated with GameFi tokens. And they have already released their first product, a drifting racing game called Payout Pursuit. It's in beta now with V1 launching soon. It's free to play, and then connect your wallet to enter tournaments and win crypto. The winner of any tournaments keeps 40% of the winnings pot. Top racers also earn crypto. 30% of the pot goes to Drift Studios and Drift token holders. So Drift is a token for gamers and non-gamers. They're in the third round of their pre-sale now. The first round sold out in 2 hours. The second is in a few days. Their CoinStore IEO is coming soon, and they'll be listed on CoinStore and Bitmart, both top 50 exchanges. So now's the time to get in at pre-launch prices. Link in the description, or go to drifttoken.io. Use the code LOVE, all lowercase LOVE, where it says ambassador code, to earn 5% more tokens. You can use ETH, BNB, or Matic. And as we continue with Bitcoin right now, the Ichimoku Golden Cross, probably one of the biggest crosses to keep an eye out for to tell you when things are about to explode. Now pair this with the price move we see today, also the breakout of previous levels we were talking about right here. Put this all together. This could be something very, very significant for Bitcoin. So this Ichimoku Golden Cross happens when the Tenkan crosses the Kijun right here. It happened historically twice before, and each time this was right before the parabolic price explosion. We had it just happen once again, likely right before the parabolic price explosion about to happen for Bitcoin. Also for altcoins as well. Bitcoin has already made a bullish cross of the ADXDI indicator. Total market cap, or altcoins, is about to do the same thing. And the last time this signaled was in 2016. So imagine buying Bitcoin at 2016 until the top then. This is more of like an 8-year cycle indicator. This is marking the bottom of a giant cycle incoming for Bitcoin and altcoins. And if you missed out buying the bottom at like $15,000 or $20,000 and you're kicking yourself now, well, the opportunity may be here yet again. This could be explosive, a big move brewing for Bitcoin. This is the Bollinger Band with profile indicator. Has only given a signal 4 times in the last 8 years. Each time there was a strong market movement shortly afterwards. In almost all of them, when it was above, actually in all of them, when it was above the 21 EMA, it went upwards. When it was below, it went downwards. So it does signal giant moves. Well, right now we're above the 21 EMA, suggesting we have a huge upward move incoming for Bitcoin. I would not disregard this signal because this is a very, very strong one for big moves for Bitcoin. Where potentially could we be headed? We talked about 80,000 and why that is very reasonable. Right now we have this giant Bitcoin cup and handle where the giant cup is formed. We have the handle formation right here. Breaking above the $48,000, $49,000 territory would basically seal the deal for this one. And the target is $130,000 for the Bitcoin cup and handle. And if that's not enough for you, just taking a look at Bitcoin halvings. If Bitcoin's post-halving returns are the same as they were in 2020, which is seen right here, we're looking at roughly a $280,000 Bitcoin next year. Yowzer. You might reasonably argue that this cycle's returns are less than 2020, and that may be true. But the 2020 cycle was an outlier, and the performance was mediocre, especially when you take a look at some of these. Should we have something like this, we could see Bitcoin price into the millions, especially when you consider how quickly they are printing money these days. So that's all for today's episode. Thanks to our sponsor, Drift Studios. We will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.